Hi, and welcome to another edition of the market analysis for today, March the 21st. I'm Giovanni Betancourt, analyst, trader, and educator with Vantage Markets. Well, the Federal Reserve kicks off its today meeting later in the day, with consensus firming in the recent days around the expectation of a 25 basis point hike on Wednesday. Meanwhile, U.S. rate futures have priced in an 83.4% chance of a 25 basis point rate increase and a 16.6% chance of no hike at all. Still, markets remain uncertain over the path of monetary policy in the wake of turmoil in the banking sector. The dollar index on Monday fell by negative 0.38% and posted a 1 month low. The dollar fell on reduced liquidity demand due to a rebound in stocks and the boost in dollar funding by the Fed and five other central banks. The dollar was also under pressure on speculation that the Fed may adopt a more cautious tone during the Wednesday FOMC meeting and could possibly dial back its quantitative tightening to preserve the amount of bank reserves in the financial system. Sunday's action by five central banks to boost dollar liquidity was bearish for the dollar. The Federal Reserve, Bank of Canada, Bank of England, European Central Bank, Bank of Japan, and the Swiss National Bank announced that they will increase the frequency of 7-day maturity operations from weekly to daily to boost dollar funding and ease growing strains in the global financial system. Meanwhile, the S&P is trending up plus 0.4% this morning after three major U.S. benchmark indices ended the regular session higher as a historic rescue deal for Credit Suisse helped strengthen sentiment on banking stocks, while investor attention shifted to the Federal Reserve two-day meeting. And with that being said, we see here how the Nasdaq it is poised to open higher, and that momentum will completely lead us to be falling into the overbought territory in the other side. I have my resistance. Most likely, we could probably revisit the high of February 2nd. So be long. I am long the indices today. The S&P opened with a nice strong gap to the upside above the 4,000 psychological key level, and then we obviously are bullish on it. The other side is further away to reaching that overbought territory, so long the S&P. The same token goes for the Dow. The Dow also opened with a gap up. 33,000 is the initial psychological barrier or psychological resistance for the Dow. The RSI is also pretty far away from reaching that overbought territory. Crude oil has been helped obviously by the devaluation or pressure or the pressure on the dollar index on the USDX, and so therefore we could anticipate that perhaps they could probably come down, do a pullback and close this gap and find more buyers around this area. Okay, or it will continue this push to the upside. $70 is my resistance. I think it's going to stay in this range for now. As far as the Nat Gas goes, $2.06 is my support, which is the low of the 22nd, February 22nd. That most likely will be reached, and then the RSI will be falling into the oversold territory, probably and entering into some consolidation stage. As far as gold goes, well, gold was moving to the has been trading higher. It did fluctuate above $2,000 yesterday, but it quickly retraced and closed below it. Now, it is continuing to move to push lower, but there are some miners that are looking to stop production because of over costs. So that could probably bring some pressure into demand, into supply, and therefore we could probably find another rally to the upside on gold. But for now, this movement to the downside, it could be just seen as profit taking, as well as just looking for a better entry. And so therefore, we could probably see gold again at around 2000. There's some rhetoric that perhaps we could see gold trading of reaching 2500 this year. So let's see if that will be the case. So I am Right now, I am out of gold. I am waiting for that 1950 level to be reached and find those buyers to hop into it again. As far as silver goes, silver is really right on the border of the 2250, but that my resistance. Uh, it could probably fluctuate up to the upside or just stay in ranging zone. The other side almost entering into overbought. I'm not trading silver. Then we have copper. Copper is looking to close this gap that it opened today. Perhaps the moving average, the 9-day moving average, could probably help do that. I'm out of copper for right now. Then we have Bitcoin. Bitcoin is at 20,000 psychological level. It is overbought, so a pullback could probably bring it back down to 27,000. I have my mine at 26. I think I'm gonna change it and just place it at 27,000. I was pretty far away. So that's my support for Bitcoin. Then we have the euro, which it was helped. It opened with a gap up. Will that gap be closed today? Let's see. But it's understood that if the dollar continues to have receive pressure, then we'll probably see a move to the upside, another leg to the upside on the euro. As far as the pound, it opened in the middle of the range of yesterday's trading range. This could be a signal. Obviously, it up and down because this one open close here. So it opened with a gap down. That could be just profit taking, but let's see if the movement to the downside will continue. 122 is my support. I see that the dollar index also open with a gap down. Would it come to close that gap and then continue to push lower? That's what we have to wait and see. Well, that's it for me today. Have a nice trading day. I'll see you tomorrow.